Camelot 331 here, and something very spooky is going on at Best Buy right now. It's big fraud, boys. Big ass fraud, and someone's gonna get arrested and fired. And it's kind of terrifying, to be honest, especially since they're probably watching this video right now. But I got a message from an employee, and we're gonna read it, and I'm not gonna dox anybody. But damn, son, it is wild as hell. We're also going to look at some employee messages to get a little bit of an update on the aura around Corey Berry's nightmarish disaster of a company, Best Buy. What happened to y'all? Damn, every time I go in there, it's like the zombie apocalypse. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to buy a laptop or get eaten. So it's up to y'all, I guess. So before we get into this video, make sure you like the goofy thing. I'm shadow banned as hell, so make sure you share it. It's very, very important. And follow me on Locals down in the description. Helps your boy out a lot. So let's get right into this nonsense. So first things first, let's get a sense of how Best Buy's feeling for the boys, and then we'll cover the message from the associate here in a second. It says, what's the craziest encounter you've ever had with a customer? It says, I once got into a conversation with a dude who was surprised when I talked to him because he was convinced that he was invisible. He went on with stories about standing in stores and restaurants and nobody would even notice him. After trying to buy accessories for a camera, he told me he doesn't even own a camera, and me asking why he would buy that, he said he didn't know. We went over to look at the headphones and he proceeded to tell me he liked the red Beats better than the black because red was more of an evil color. He said he was in an underground society and he would get in trouble for telling me about it. Lastly, as I rang him up, he told me he learned how to avoid paying taxes. He was too serious about it to be joking, so he must have either been on some serious drugs or mentally unstable. That actually reminds me, okay, I've had plenty of people come to my stores in the past doing similar things, but one time I was in math class in school, right, and a kid got called on, and our teacher was like, why did you not do your math homework last night? And the kid said, and he wasn't joking, by the way, he said he was delivering AK-47s to ninjas behind the school, and everyone laughed, and it was really, really weird. And thinking back now, there was probably a possibility he could just come in there and just take out everybody. But we just thought it was funny at the time. Terrifying, to be honest. Anyways, let's get to the serious meat. It says, about to put in my 2 weeks notice instead of being fired. The manager called me telling me to put in my 2 weeks because with my new job and availability, it just wouldn't work out. But I've never really heard a boss ask you to put in your 2 weeks instead of just firing you. Is there anything I should look out for? And should I put my 2 weeks in or just tell her to fire me? The reason that she's asking you to put in your 2 week notice is so the company isn't liable when it comes to unemployment payments, right? So if you get fired or laid off, you're eligible for unemployment, correct? From whichever government that you exist under. So you get unemployment, all right? The company doesn't want to have to deal with any of that. So if you put in a 2 week notice, that means you're leaving on your own accord. They're trying to get you to leave. What you say is, nah, I ain't going nowhere. You'll have to fire me first. Forcing them to fire you. Usually they won't do it though. They'll be like, nah, you know what? You can just work here forever. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's pretty insane to me, but you know, that's how it be. And like I always say, it's crazy that people are expected to give a 2 week or a month notice, employees, you know, to give a notice when a company doesn't have to give you a notice for layoffs. They don't. So why are you being held to a higher standard than a multi-billion-dollar corporation? Can anybody answer that for me in the comments, please? Pretty crazy. This says, well, I think I've seen it all now. This one's actually very interesting. We just had to take shelter due to a tornado warning. They closed the doors and took everyone back to the restrooms. After the warning was over, they went to open the doors, and it was just a long line of customers who were waiting during the tornado sirens. Dude, I'll never forget. Now, when I was at GameStop, we never closed for any reason. There could be a tornado coming, knocking on the door, ready to suck my ass dry, and I ain't leaving. My boss ain't gonna let my ass leave. So, but dude, I remember standing there behind the counter. And you know how it gets when it's really stormy. The parking lot was just freaking mayhem, right? And I remember people walking through the rain and the thunder and lightning as they can barely keep themselves up straight, trying to not fall over because of the wind, to the door to buy a $25 game or a 99-cent game out of the little discount thing. People are wild. They would rather die. Hot diggity damn. Here's another spicy one. It says, got fired today. Here's my closing thoughts. I've been working at Best Buy for about a year, and I just got fired today due to me being more than 10 minutes late after missing a few days without sick time in the past year. Working at Best Buy was really fun in the beginning. Loved doing everything regarding it until the holiday season rolled around. Genuinely up there as one of the most stressful times in my life. Example, being on during third most of the day of the year. I was the only person on the sales floor. It was also during this time that I found out that the managers make bonuses based on memberships, but we don't. Shocking. That time period made me like Best Buy a lot less. So many people quit during that time. That, if I was not fired, I would have been the third most tenured sales floor person. I feel as though we were extremely underpaid, and unfortunately, the discount doesn't put food in the mouth. I'm not super sad that I'm gone. I'm just going to go find a better paying job. Leaving Best Buy, you will notice, will become one of the best things you've ever done in your life. It really, really is. It really, really is. Because the place isn't like it used to be. All right? It's just not like it used to be. Under different management, it's going haywire as hell. The C virus, COVID times completely turned everything on its head. And companies showed their true colors. And their true colors are very black and white. Make us money or get the hell out. And if you do make us money, you can also get the hell out for some reason because we're paying you too damn much. What that brings us to, guys, is the fraud that's going on in Best Buy. And I imagine this is happening nationwide in these stores. But here, take a look at this. This is very, very insane. This is the message that was sent to me from the Best Buy associate. I need to preface this with, I will not be giving out any names because this is very, very spicy. And I've already responded to this message in the best way I can without feeling like I'm scaring anybody. But take a gander at this real quick. All right, this says, I work at Best Buy and have something to get off my chest. I don't really know where to turn because I'm afraid of getting in trouble. As you know, we have credit apps and whatnot to set people up with credit cards. This is a metric that is pushed, obviously. They're called BPs or something. I don't remember what they're called. They're called something. They're basically credit cards, credit card apps. It says, my manager has a notebook of social security numbers and names and tells me to run apps with these numbers. The vast majority of them are declined, but some of them are approved. He said it's something that every store does, apparently. I'm just a low-level employee, but something about this feels incredibly wrong. I feel like I get fired for this. Our store constantly ranked extremely high in these metrics, and the previous manager was made a district manager as a reward. That sounds so GameStop-y. I'm afraid if I say no, I'll be fired, but if I say yes, like I've been doing, keep in mind they've been doing this, I might still be fired. Any idea? So here's what's going on. The store wants to continue ranking well in metrics, in credit card metrics, the BPs, man. So what do? They run social security numbers, birthdays, and names in credit apps to inflate their credit app numbers, to make it look like they're getting a ton of credit apps. Okay, so first things first, is this probably against company policy? It probably is. The company is probably aware people do it, though, to inflate their numbers. The company's not stupid. But they probably look the other way until they can't anymore. But it's probably in the rule book as against company policy, I'd imagine. It's also extremely highly illegal. It's called fraud. And you will be charged and arrested as an individual because what your store manager is going to do, the one that's making you do this, they're going to plead the fifth and say they have no idea what you're talking about. And then it's you that is held liable. Yes, it's you. You will be charged for this as an individual cashier, 100%. You will be arrested and charged with fraud. I've seen this happen in Walmart before, with associates running fake credit apps for cell phones and other items in the electronics department. They were arrested and charged with fraud. Yes, you will be. I would stop now or just leave and never go back because it's going to catch up with these people. Okay, it's going to. Because eventually, someone's going to get some mail. Some random person out there is going to get some mail saying, hey, your credit card has been approved for Best Buy. And they're going to be one of those nosy old people that calls someone about it. And then it's over. So I would leave and never do this. If you're watching this right now, you know who you are. If you're watching this, stop. And if you work in a company that does something similar to this, definitely never do this. because this is very dangerous and could just destroy your life. You could be charged with felony depending on where you live. Don't do it. Best Buy is obviously committing fraud here, and I'm sure it's happening in a ton of stores. If one store manager is doing it, there's probably a bunch of them doing it just to survive, right? And they can plead the fifth, and so can Best Buy. They can say, oh, that's against our policy. We're not responsible, right? Guess who gets charged? The actual employee. So stop doing it. That's the fraud right there. Let me know what you guys think about this, and have you ever had a manager make you do something as shady as this? Please, again, I'm shadow banned as hell. Make sure you subscribe to your boy, share this video, comment down below, and do me a big ass favor. Get the hell on it, doggone it. Bye. Yeah.